got 5 fingers. So why have we got 5 fingers? Is there a gene for fiveness that gives us these 5 fingers? Well, there isn't. It turns out that the way we think that happens, and there's good evidence for this now, is that it's due to a mechanism that was first described by the British mathematician Alan Turing in 1952 in a very now famous paper in which he talked about it was basically the chemical basis of morphogenesis. Morphogenesis being how we get our body shape. And Turing, he was thinking about a very simple chemical system in which the chemical agents interact with one another and react with one another in sort of quite unusual ways. So there is one of them is an autocatalyst. It just makes more of itself. The other one is an inhibitor. So it stops the autocatalytic one from doing that. Under the right circumstances, those two components, out of a very homogeneous mixture, you can think of it as just a well-mixed sort of beaker of stuff, they cause that system to spontaneously separate into patches with different chemical composition. Turing he came up with this model because he was interested in the way early embryos, as he would call it, break symmetry. They start off as what seemed to be a uniform ball of cells. So how do you break that uniformity and start getting things that become limbs and organs and so on? And he suggested that this might be a way that it happens, that you get particular biochemicals that he called morphogens that just diffuse throughout the system and that interact with one another in this way of autocatalysis and inhibition that create these patches that are then different from one another. So one patch might then develop into a limb and another might develop something else. And the idea was that once you have those differences in composition, perhaps that throws a genetic switches on certain genes that then drive the development towards a limb. Turing came up with this idea, and it just kind of sat there for decades because it seemed really kind of neat, but biologists didn't know what to do with it. They didn't have any reason to believe that it actually was the way embryos developed. It's only been over the past really 2 or 3 decades that we started to find biological systems where something like this seems to operate. And the development of our hands and our fingers is one of them.